relief because they'd just completed the toughest, most unforgiving section of the route. And to get here must have felt like arriving at Nirvana. In front of us, all these buildings here would have been the homes of rich merchants. The streets would have been cool and shady, full of tradesmen and markets, all cashing in on those giant camel caravans from the south.
The city was built before the advent of Christianity and Islam, and ancient pagan symbols adorn many of the buildings. Its strategic position on the frankincense trail made it a target for religious missionaries and for raiders. For hundreds of years, this was a peaceful Christian city, but a Jewish Himyar tribe from Yemen changed its fortune forever.
There's a legendary city mentioned in the Quran called Al-Uqdud, and some Saudi experts believe that this may have been it. And if it was, then it was the scene in 524 AD of the most horrific massacre. The city was besieged and the Christian citizens given the most horrendous choice: convert to Judaism or die. They chose death, and over 20,000 of them perished in a pit of fire. Now, at that time, the overland trade routes were in decline, and this city probably would have lost most of its significance. But if it was indeed the scene of that massacre, maybe it was that event that helped bring about the end of one of the great cities built on the back of incense.
Just outside the ancient city are farming villages that are little changed since the time of the frankincense trade.
It's like we're in a whole different country down here, isn't it?
Yes.
And when the camel caravans were travelling through this area, would they have seen this sort of architecture?
Yes.
They're a great shape, aren't they? This sort of tall tower. And did you grow up in a house like this?
Yes.
And
my grandmother still lives in one of these houses. It's very beautiful. It's very warm in winter and cold in summer.
It wasn't long before the caravans faced another great natural barrier. Not sand this time, but rock. The Asir Mountains are Saudi Arabia's biggest mountain range, and finding a safe route through them presented a formidable challenge. To get a bird's-eye view of the sheer scale of the mountains, I'm taking to the skies with the most qualified pilot in Saudi Arabia. Prince Sultan bin Salman bin Abdulaziz was the first Arab, the first Muslim, and the first member of royalty in space. In 1985, he was part of a mission on board the US space shuttle Discovery, so I should feel safe with him.
Hi, no, not at all. You're perfectly on time. Excellent. It's wonderful to see you. Thank you so much. Wonderful. Excellent weather. Is it good flying weather?
We'll see. Where do you want to go?
Well, ideally, as I say, I believe that the caravans mainly came up this side of the mountains. They obviously couldn't go on the ridge because the camels didn't like it. So if it's possible, after we've flown along the ridge, maybe to have a look down that side, see if there's any sign of what route they might have taken.
So we'll just fly this way, basically fly the ridge.
We'll follow the ridge down.
Down to probably Al-Shafa.
And Al-Shafa.
These are two mountain areas, and they're absolutely stunning. Al-Shafa to me is the nicer area.
Really?
There I was, thinking we would be going in the Prince's brand new private jet, and we walk straight past. To this. I've flown in tiny planes, I've flown in helicopters, but I've never flown in a glider. And although this one is state-of-the-art with a built-in propeller, frankly, I'm terrified. And I've never worn a parachute before, let alone used one.
Like that? Like that?
Yes.
I'm very excited. I have to confess I am a little bit nervous.
Me too.
No, you're not supposed to say that. Wow, we're up. That's amazing. It's like magic.
2,000 feet up, the Prince decides to switch off the engine. But there's a technical problem.
Is everything okay?
I'm not getting the propeller is stuck. No, it's okay. Okay, now we got it. So let the engine, the hood open a little bit. So see, now it's good. It's quiet.
It's beautiful, actually. I feel quite calm. It was just when you said the propeller was stuck that I started to feel a little bit nervous. It's amazing.
Yeah,
it's like magic.
Take this off for a second and see.
No noise.
Many different routes were taken by the caravans through these notoriously rugged foothills. In fact, the Asir Mountains may well have been given their name by the frankincense traders, because Asir is the Arabic word for difficult.
It was so beautiful driving through here, but to see it from here, you just get, as you said, it's so difficult to get an idea of scale of this country. And for me, trying to follow this incense route, to see the journey that those caravans took.
That's right.
To be able to battle with a landscape like this, with all their wealth, you know, on those camels, it's just an incredible feat, really, of human endeavour.
Soaring peacefully over the peaks and valleys was actually wonderful. Until the Prince decided to show me what a glider can really do.
Oh, we're heading straight for the runway. You're insane! Oh my God! Oh, I'm terrified. I hardly dare look. Ah! You're mad! I know we've only just met and I know you're Your Royal Highness, but...
Back on the ground and very much relieved, I'm travelling with Dowie to meet a remote tribe of people who know every route through this vast maze of rock. To find them, we have to drive deep into what was once forbidden territory.
The area that we're driving through now is well known for being kind of quite far away from the influence of Riyadh. This is a big tribal area, and Dowie is taking me to meet one of the few tribes that has managed to hold on to its traditional dress and customs in Saudi Arabia.
Until recently, the government has kept this region off limits to both foreign and Saudi travellers. Unlike the majority of tribes here, they've refused to integrate into Saudi society. Instead of being welcomed with frankincense smoke like elsewhere in Saudi, I'm met by a small boy with a big gun.
Right, I'm going to watch myself around you.
This was his machine gun with traditional dress. Okay, and he's proud with machine gun.
How old is this boy?
11 years.
11 years old, and he has a machine gun. Is it very heavy?
ثقيل عليك؟
No,
it's not heavy.
And then the rest of the men arrive with a song and a dance and more guns.
It's amazing. They managed to look fierce and very elegant at the same time.
Despite being armed to the teeth, they wear flowers in their hair and are known as the Flower Men. In return for their welcome dance, I offer them some of my frankincense.
So this is from Oman. Oh. You use this?
هذا من عمان جايبينه طازج.
Which instead of burning, they decide to eat.
You eat with them, Kate.
I'm going to eat some. I don't like it. I think it tastes like soap.
Taste it.
It tastes like soap. Where does the tradition of the flowers come from?
آلاف السنين. Thousands of years, about more than 2,000 to 3,000 years, when they stay still start living in the mountains area, they found this dress suitable for mountains. It's about every week or every 10 days, when the smell gone, they change it with a new one.
Ah, okay, so it's all about the perfume.
Yes.
It's all about the smell.
It's all about the smell.